Hello viewers, Bullseye Movies brings you new update on our recap. When CBS officially confirmed Georgie and Mandy's first marriage for a third season, the announcement landed with a mix of relief, excitement, and renewed curiosity. For months, fans of the Big Bang Theory franchise had been waiting, not just for a renewal notice, but for reassurance that this young spin-off would be given the time and space it needs to grow into its own identity. Now that confirmation has arrived, it's increasingly clear that the wait wasn't just necessary. It may have been essential to making Season 3 the most meaningful chapter of the series so far. Season 3 isn't simply another batch of episodes. It represents a turning point for the show, the characters, and the franchise as a whole. With CBS's vote of confidence, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is poised to deepen its storytelling, confront long-simmering conflicts, and reward patient viewers with a richer, more emotionally layered continuation of Georgie and Mandy's complicated journey. This preview explores why the delay heightened anticipation, how Season 3 is expected to deliver narrative payoff, and why the series' slow-burn approach to marriage, family, and identity may finally pay off in a big way. In today's television landscape, renewals often arrive quickly, or not at all. Viewers have been conditioned to expect fast answers, sometimes before a season even finishes airing. Against that backdrop, the pause before confirming Georgie and Mandy's first marriage Season 3 felt unusually tense. Yet that tension is exactly what made the eventual announcement so satisfying. The wait forced audiences to reflect on what the show has already accomplished. Rather than binge-watching and immediately moving on, fans spent time dissecting character choices, unresolved storylines, and subtle hints planted throughout Seasons 1 and 2. The absence of immediate confirmation turned speculation into engagement and discussion into emotional investment. More importantly, the delay signaled that CBS wasn't treating the show as a disposable spin-off. Instead of rushing to rubber-stamp another season, the network allowed the series to prove its staying power through consistent ratings, audience loyalty, and narrative growth. By the time the renewal was announced, it felt earned, not automatic. When Georgie and Mandy's first marriage was first announced, skepticism was inevitable. Young Sheldon had just concluded, and Sheldon Cooper himself, arguably the emotional and intellectual anchor of the franchise, was no longer the focus. Shifting attention to Georgie and Mandy, a couple formed under chaotic and accidental circumstances, seemed like a gamble. Seasons 1 and 2 were about justifying that gamble. The show leaned into warmth, humor, and relatability, grounding its comedy in everyday struggles, young parenthood, financial instability, and learning how to be married before truly understanding oneself. By the time Season 3 was confirmed, it was clear that the series had done more than survive. It had carved out its own voice. The wait for Season 3 gave viewers time to recognize this evolution. What once felt like an extension of Young Sheldon now feels like a companion series with its own rhythm and priorities. The renewal affirms that CBS sees this transformation too. One of the biggest reasons the wait for Season 3 intensified excitement is that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has deliberately left several emotional threads unresolved. Unlike many sitcoms that reset conflicts each episode, this series allows issues to linger. By the end of Season 2, it's clear that Georgie and Mandy love each other, but love alone hasn't solved their deeper incompatibilities. Questions about career ambitions, family planning, personal identity, and long-term goals remain unanswered. The renewal delay kept these questions alive, giving fans time to imagine how, and whether, the show would address them. Season 3 now arrives not as a clean slate, but as a continuation of conversations that have been quietly building since the pilot. The wait transformed those unresolved moments into anticipation rather than frustration. One of the show's greatest strengths has been its patience. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage resists the urge to dramatize everything immediately. Instead, it lets small moments accumulate until they carry real emotional weight. Season 3 is expected to deliver payoff for this approach. The cracks in Georgie and Mandy's marriage, introduced subtly through disagreements and compromises, are likely to become more visible. This doesn't mean explosive conflict right away. Instead, viewers can expect emotionally grounded storytelling that reflects how real marriages change under pressure. The wait for Season 3 makes this payoff more impactful. Fans have lived with these characters long enough to understand their fears, hopes, and blind spots. When those elements collide, the resulting drama will feel earned rather than manufactured. Season 3 is expected to further explore Georgie's internal conflict. He wants to be a provider, a husband, and a father, but he stepped into these roles before he fully understood them. The renewal delay allows this arc to continue naturally, without rushing Georgie toward an artificial moment of maturity. The coming season may challenge Georgie's belief that stability alone equals success. His dedication to family and hometown values has served him well, but it may also limit his ability to adapt to Mandy's evolving needs. Season 3 offers the opportunity to examine whether Georgie can grow without losing himself, or whether growth will come at a personal cost. For Mandy, Season 3 is likely to be about reclaiming parts of herself that have been sidelined. Her career ambitions, once postponed for practicality, are expected to re-emerge with greater urgency. The wait for the renewal underscores how central this arc will be to the show's future. Rather than framing Mandy's desires as selfish or disruptive, Season 3 is poised to present them as necessary and valid. The tension will come from how those desires fit, or don't fit, within the life she built with Georgie. The long pause before confirmation has only heightened curiosity about how the show will navigate this delicate balance. One reason Georgie and Mandy's first marriage stands out among sitcoms is its refusal to treat marriage as a joke. While humor remains essential, the series treats commitment as an evolving process rather than a static achievement. Season 3 is expected to lean further into this philosophy. The renewal delay allowed audiences to appreciate the show's willingness to sit with discomfort, uncertainty, and emotional ambiguity. Viewers aren't waiting for a single dramatic moment. They're waiting to see how daily compromises accumulate over time. This approach makes the anticipation for Season 3 feel meaningful rather than superficial. Fans aren't just asking, "What happens next?" They're asking, "What does it all mean?" Don't forget to like, share, and comment on our channel for more recaps on Bullseye's movies.